on the stage. We actually announced our tech startup India with NASCOM and the 10,000 Startup Initiative. So it's opening today for Mumbai, and we've already opened it up for Bangalore as well as Delhi. And you'll see more coming to provide you with support, reports, the ability to network and mentor will all be available via that digital ecosystem. And I think the other really cool thing is if you look, we have these hubs all around the world. So if you want to get connected with investors or shared working space with someone in New York or San Francisco or Israel from all over the world that we handpick to come and live in the house together. And we bring in angel investors and VCs.
Against child labor, Anil Kapoo. A man with amazing talent, an extraordinary personality, and a huge heart. Anil now enters a new avatar in his life as co-founder of Indi.com India. Please help me welcome a man whose success has no bounds and whose vision has no limits, the one and only Anil Kapoo. I'd like to now request Mr. Kapoo to share a few words of encouragement to the startups who are now going to be presenting and pitching.
Some words of inspiration from you, Anil.
Well, I need my inspiration myself, constantly. That's been, I think, the advice I can give all of you all is I'm a listener. I want to learn, and my life is always that I always believe that no matter what I achieve, no matter what I do, what success, failure, whatever happens in my life, I always believe that I'm a startup. So that's the advice I would give all the startups, that we all are people trying to learn and improve ourselves. And the only thing I can say to everybody is there is no substitute to hard work, and of course, कर्म करते जाओ, काम करते जाओ, फल की चिंता मत करो. That's what I believe in.
Thank you very much, Mr.
I've been watching the movies since I was a kid,
See, that's he's exposing me now.
So, wanted to learn basically how will you look the same actually from the time I've seen movies since I was a kid. What's the secret behind that?
There's no secret as such. I just feel I'm blessed. I want to thank my parents for that, of course, and my grandfather, and so I'm from a good stock. But of course, in spite of being from a good stock, as I said, there's no substitute to hard work, and you have to work hard and to look after yourself. You have to be conscious about your sleeping habits, your diet, all these things. So you have to sacrifice every second of your life.
Thank you, Anil. And you've been rediscovering yourself over the last 2.5 decades. So how do you kind of...
3.5.
Sorry. My bad. So how do you kind of ensure that you kind of you kind of unlearn the old and then take on new?
I think it's about everything, it's in technology, it's in business, it's in life, it's in relationships, including your relationship with your spouse or with your children. You have to keep on reinventing yourself. You have to keep on learning, and you have to learn from them. Sometimes you learn from them, sometimes you listen to them, sometimes you advise them, and that's what I've done in my career also. How much can I change myself? Like there can be a Colgate, there can be a new Colgate. The shapes of the Mercedes-Benz changes, the shapes of the cars change. I can do as much as I can. Physical transformation, of course. I've done a lot of physical transformation, a lot of films, but I think the basic reinvention is it's your mind. It's your soul. That's the kind of reinvention you have to do spiritually and as a person, as a, how you grow as a person, as a human being, and of course, and for me, definitely, my exposure, I was fortunate that I got this exposure, the little bit of international exposure which I got, and I had this good fortune and honor to work over there. Sometimes academic, whatever you learn academically is great, but a practical training and practical experience is phenomenal. So I had this good fortune to go and work in the West, where I really became like a newcomer. When I met people, I relived my entire struggle. So whenever I went to meet anybody, I had these meetings, I used to go and sit in the lobby, I used to wait over there. People used to pass by me, most of the people didn't recognize me who I was, of course. But that gave me a great feeling. I just felt like a newcomer. So it's very important for me to feel like a newcomer every day in the morning. Something should motivate me, something should make me feel nervous, anxious, that I have to learn. I have to, learn from this man. I have to learn, like, you spoke just now. I was listening. You don't know how much I enjoyed listening to you. Thank you so much. I learned about the brush. I learned about, yes, what? Brush. It is brush, to brush, yeah. So, all these things, so you have to keep your ears and eyes open, and that's what I've done. And no matter who, from where, it might be someone who's completely illiterate and very poor and has no standing in the, in the society or world or in anything. For me, I don't know, I might learn something from him, or it might be a spiritual guru, or he might be a successful businessman, a successful actor, and just a successful human being. I would love to listen to him and learn from him. That's what I've done. I just want to learn every day.
Thank you, Anil. One last question. You've seen a lot of ups and downs. What is your advice for startups for going through a low? And how do you kind of advise them to come out of that low phase to on the upside?
See, I don't think so there's anyone in this world who doesn't go up, go through all these kind of phases, in terms of professionally, personally, in every which way. And we obviously are human beings, and we, the reality is death, first of all. You have to understand that everybody is not going to live forever. First you have to think like that. Okay, this life I've got, these moments I have got, so I have to make the most of every breath which I breathe. And so you have to be grateful to whatever you got. So if you're going through a low phase, you should always think from where you started and you reached here. You had nothing. And you won't have anything later on also when you go up there. So these two things, from where you started and what is going to be your end. And then you move on to the next. And that's what I've done. If I'm going through a low phase, I say, यार क्या था क्या मेरे पास है? और अगर आप नहीं हैं या कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, वैसे भी कुछ नहीं होने वाला जब मैं मरने वाला हूँ. So that's the way I think, and I go and work consistently. So if I feel low for a few hours or a few days, or never days, a few hours. So I go to sleep and I get up in the morning and I feel it's a new day. I go for a real intense workout. I sweat it out and I feel on top of it. That's what I do. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Round of applause, Anil.
So Radhe.
Well, I feel like a startup, of course, but being part of Indie.com is because the team behind Indie.com, there's Shika, there's of course, the better half of Shika, and of course there's Neil in United States of America with his team. So I think any company or any whatever you do, I think it's always the team which matters, and I'm just a small part of that team. सबसे ज़्यादा खुशी मुझे इसीलिए हुई कि जब मुझे इसका पता चला और जब मुझे नील से बात की और Indie.com का जब मुझे पता चला तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि ये एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है कि मुझे इस फ्रेटर्निटी और इस इंडस्ट्री ने मुझे इतना दिया है, तो मुझे लगा कि Indie.com के ज़रिए मैं उन्हें कुछ दे सकूँगा। कि ये एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ सिंगर्स, राइटर्स, एक्टर्स, म्यूजिशियंस, कोई भी इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे आकर अपना हुनर, अपना जो भी उसका जो टैलेंट है उसे बता सकता है लोगों को, और उसी हिसाब से इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ ऊबर ऑफ टैलेंट। अच्छा, आर्टिस्ट क्या, मुझे खुद एज अ प्रोड्यूसर इतना स्ट्रेस था क्योंकि मैं जब 24 बना रहा था फर्स्ट सीज़न, और अभी सेकंड सीज़न के वक्त भी मुझे जब छोटे छोटे कैरेक्टर्स के लिए, बड़े कैरेक्टर्स के लिए, अच्छे कैरेक्टर्स के लिए जब मुझे कलाकार चाहिए थे, एक्टर्स चाहिए थे, मुझे टेक्नीशियंस चाहिए थे, तो हर चीज़ के लिए मुझे वक्त लगता था, और अभी भी इट इज़ वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड द राइट पर्सन टू प्ले द पर्टिकुलर रोल, बट आई थिंक विद दिस प्लेटफॉर्म आई थिंक इट विल बी ईजियर एंड फास्टर. I'm representing them.
We're very friendly.
How do you feel being associated with Anil Kapoo?
I think Mr. Kapoo is one of the hardest working people I've ever met or know. I think he brings an energy and a vitality that doesn't necessarily represent his age, because he is always ever young and always looking to do the next thing and push his boundaries to everything. So for him, this startup energy, Make in India, the whole startup culture is very much part of his entire entity and personhood. So for me, I think it's an awesome opportunity. I think he brings so much to the table, and his experience is something that we cannot replace with anyone else.
So as Sonam Kapoor has her own app, so it's like father like daughter.
No, I'm better, I think.
Daughter like.
बस मैं इतना कहूँगा कि मुझे खुशी है, और आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू दिस फिल्म. थैंक यू.